Good morning. My name is Deborah Allen, and I'm one of the group faculty for the Lionheart series on character structures. My part is character structures. And what character structures are it's a system that's been around for a while that helps us understand how we defend ourselves from attack in ways that protect our core essence, our essential self, from being hurt. Everybody does it. We just all do it differently. And over the years, there's been hundreds of different kinds of systems for looking at how to identify a defense and what's its high side and what's its low side. Let me give you an example. One of the first ways that children defend is when they're really frightened, especially when they're very young and they can't move or get out of the crib or get away from their circumstances. They just head out of their bodies and disappear. And you've seen kids just to kind of vacate, especially very young children. They're skitsy. They can't hold their ground. Maybe a high side of that might look like this. And you recognize this guy. You know, he was all alone on that planet, and he just had his sheep. So somehow he managed to stay with himself, but he wasn't strong and tough. You know, he was tender and sweet and didn't have a lot of help. Now, another way to handle not getting the help you need, this guy also, kind of the same kind of body type. Can you kind of see that? Isn't that weird? But they both manage the same problem in a different way. This guy probably did not get the nurturing he needed as a kid, and his body just never got strong enough to really take care of him. So I figured out a defensive maneuver, and it looked like this that would help him feel safe in the world. We're going to look at things like that in this 5-week course, and it's exciting. It's really interesting to really understand about people we love, people we work with, that we are not our defenses. We create these kinds of coverings so that we won't get hurt. And if we understand how another person is defending themselves, we can really begin to create compassion for their choices. And also maybe in our class, we'll learn some ways that we can help them and help ourselves feel more whole, even though we all have defenses. Let me show you another couple ones. They're fun. All right, let's see who's next. Okay. So this guy probably didn't get what he needed in that first year of life. He was just desperate for attention, and he stayed that way. Good doing, good doing. And he ended up with the saddest nickname of Dopey. There's other ways that people didn't get enough what they needed, and they used their imagination and their creativity, and she also didn't probably get what she needed, and certainly wasn't going to get it from the Red Queen. And yet with both kind of the same kind of defense, where you can kind of see what they look a little bit alike in a funny way, she did something a little better with it. She took advantage of what happened when she fell down the rabbit hole. And this guy just kind of kept on going on, going on. I'll do you one more. There's 5 of them, but we're not going to try to do all of those today. Here's a really common one. This guy did something good with his being an ogre. He became stronger and braver and was even able to get married, but he used his weight and his size not to fight people or purposefully scare them, but he held it deep inside of himself, and we could see what a sweet guy he was, but just using his size, he protected himself. And another way to do that, which doesn't feel as good, look at that. Now he's doing the exact same thing. He's trying to protect himself using his size, but it's probably nowhere near as attractive and would not bring people close to him. So there's 5 of these structures that we're going to look at, and they have high sides and low sides. And I know that in my career now, 30 years teaching this stuff and working with it, it's been surprisingly helpful not to judge people or make them smaller or reduce them to their defenses, but to create a sense in me of compassion for the fact that we all defend ourselves in interesting ways. And there's ways to study it that create wholeness and create contact and create healing. So that's what we're doing at the Lionheart Institute this year, starting in June. And do look on the website, lionheartinstitute.com, and I think that you'll be delighted. It's the level 2 program and it's exciting. So come join us. Okay, goodbye.